Mm-hmm.
We're going to be only on YouTube in about 3 minutes. So everybody go over to the YouTube. Hippie Nikki, what's I think? And the Topete tribe.
Yes, Hippie
there we
Nikki.
go.
And
hi, YouTube.
Hello, YouTubes.
We're just going to give a second for everybody to join. But I really hate when people like stop those videos or do this. So we're going to say goodbye to everybody on Facebook and
camera 1, camera
what's
2.
What's it called? Instagram?
Instagram and Facebook.
So hold on.
What?
Grab. Wait. How do I comment? Okay. I think we're done. We're saying bye. Everybody head over to YouTube.
Bye. Finish on that one.
Okay.
And then let's do this one. Oh, boy.
Everybody head over to YouTube.
Yep. Uh-oh. We got overlapping.
Do it. Say it. You can say it.
All right, everybody, head on over to YouTube. We're done with this one here. Bye.
Push share. All right. Sound off in the comments. Says we've got 2 people over here. So who are you?
All right.
Say hi. And we are going to get started. We have written some stuff down. Hey, Natalie. Oh, I saw her name and like instantly flashed Liliana crying at the church. When she said bye. All right. Well, we wait for some more people to jump on. Hopefully they came over from Instagram and YouTube. We're going to answer some questions that I got from Instagram. And the first question was from Candace. And she said, what is the best part about living in an RV? Because she wants one, or she wants to live in one. So Rudy said nothing.
The first time we lived in an RV, it was exciting. It was amazing. We lived in it for a year. It was incredible. And then the second time we lived in an RV, we're like, we want a house. But there's a lot of pros that outweigh the cons. The pros, we'll start with Gabriel's pro. Gabriel's pro was that it's a lot less to clean. So when you live in 200 square feet of living space, it's very easy to clean. Everything's very simple on an RV. The refrigerator broke. I fixed it. Our faucet was spitting out water when we moved here, and I fixed it in 5 minutes. Anything that breaks on here is pretty easy, and if not, you can call an RV repairman. They come over here so fast. So maintenance is easy, especially when you don't have a drivable RV. When you have a towed RV, it's super easy, and everything is super simple. And
you're shiny. Anyways, yeah. So maintenance. It's one thing that is interesting is if you are planning to. Oh, somebody heard the live. His key's coming.
No, Isaac got off. So
now
I'm taking a break.
Don't move too much. You shake the RV. That's the other con of an RV is that it shakes.
It shakes. But when we were at our other RV resort, the one right before this, we had to put jacks down to lift up one side because the place where it was at was uneven, and that stopped almost all the shaking. Yeah. So I think we're gonna have to put those back up.
I basically lifted up the frame with a bottle jack, which is amazing. A bottle jack is literally about that big, and it can lift up 12,000 pounds, which it did on our RV. And then I just stuck jack stands underneath the main frame, dropped it down, and the whole weight of the RV rested on the jack stand, so it didn't move at all. It was kind of stabilized.
Hey, I see we have 4 people watching. Can you guys say hi in the comments? If you can't comment, it's because you're not subscribed to our channel. So you can just click the little red button to subscribe, and then you'll be able to comment. And I'll love you forever if you subscribe, because I need to get to 1,000 subscribers before this channel can start making some money. Yeah. All right. Anyways, pros and cons of living in an RV. Let's see. What else?
The other thing,
easy to clean.
And the other thing is we've moved 17 times in the last year. And so to move, it took me an hour to pack everything in Rubbermaid bins. And then we called the tow service to come and pick it up and drive it wherever we wanted to. So when we moved from California to Texas, we took off 3 days early, left the RV at the park, and the tow truck guy picked it up and met us in Texas so we could take our time coming here and do a road trip in our regular car. So you can buy a big 2,500, 3,500 dually truck and haul it all over the place yourself. But unless you got a lot of cash, you're going to be spending a lot of money every month on a truck, especially on gas. So one of the pros is that you can call a tow service for as cheap as $250 all the way to $1,800 it took from California to Texas to get here, everywhere in between. And they're insured and licensed. and they'll do it all for you. If there's a flat tire, they'll fix it for you. You don't have to worry about a thing. So that's a great pro. Yeah, so moving is a piece of cake, and you're 100% mobile. So if we got a phone call and got a job offer somewhere in like New York, we could literally just take 1 hour, pack, and we're gone. Not saying that's what we're going to do because we love Texas, but that's the joy of living as a family in a giant RV, is that you can literally go anywhere. So plus you're forced to minimalize. So you are not a hoarder. You don't have clutter. You don't have storage. Every single thing that we own has to fit in this 38-foot RV. So everything is minimal. You're not materialistic. You don't have tons of junk that is just wasting time. Look at Faya back there. She's trying to get that sugar. Yeah. So plus, if you're single or if you're newlywed with no kids, living in an RV is awesome. I mean, you got a gigantic,
or even an infant baby toddler. I could totally see living in an RV.
But look at that kid right there. He's as big as me now, so we're ready to get a house.
Yeah. Although we still kind of want to keep the RV, just one, we could like Airbnb it out. Two, it's great for extra space for someone to come visit or live temporarily if they want to come to Texas.
Emergencies. If there's a emergency, we can hop in there.
Hurricane.
We're
in Houston.
Or if you lose a job, you know, something goes wrong and you need to move to another state, you always have a house on wheels.
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
So we like it as this little security blanket.
Yep.
And yeah, I think it definitely brings the family together more because we're always here together, and like you have to learn to get along and to not step on each other's toes, to respect each other's space. So I like it in that way, because when we had an apartment which wasn't huge, there was enough room that we could all spread out, and we like barely saw each other. If we didn't want to see each other, we didn't have to. And I felt kind of like isolated sometimes, even though I was choosing to be by myself. But so
yeah, lady in the background.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. One of the cons of living. You see how wacky this is right now? All right. Anyways,
they don't see that.
Okay, Fortnite, calm down.
Anyways, so one of the cons about living in a trailer is I literally am laying pretty much in poop.
No, you're not.
So our room, which is the slide out living room, we converted into our master bedroom with a king size bed, and the bunkhouse in the front right here turned into a master.
Actor Valentine Diaz, I love it. Hey, Valentine.
Yeah.
That's okay. We're happy you're here.
And then so it's the bunk beds right here that we took out and made into a closet. Our room right here with the king size bed. Then the kitchen, and then there's the bathroom, and then right after the bathroom and 2 pocket doors is Gable's room. So he's literally by
we just kind of remodeled, and we're gonna do a little tour of the RV, and we'll probably do a more in-depth, thought out pros and cons of the RV.
And the dogs are fighting.
Yeah. Okay. So
anyways,
the second question is, do we plan to homeschool during the summer? And we have a little bit of catching up to do because last year was crazy, obviously. So we will be doing some homeschooling during the summer, not as much as we did during the year. We still want to take some more fun trips and all this stuff. But at the same time, that's kind of what we do for homeschool anyways, is take fun trips. Like when we were in San Antonio, we went to Fort Sam Houston, and we went to the Alamo, and that all counted as homeschool. So we'll probably be keeping up with math and some reading and writing over the summer, just so he doesn't like lose all his marbles to Fortnite. And we always did that from kindergarten on. So we're not going to stop it just because we're homeschooling.
Oh, we got smart, man.
Yeah. The last third question, it's actually 2 questions, is how is the kitty, and how is Houston compared to other parts of Texas? So I haven't really posted about this. I did a little teaser on my Instagram, I think Facebook, that we got a cat. Well, not got a cat, but we had some pictures of a cat.
Never get it.
There was a cat that followed Rudy home from walking the trash over.
No, I was talking with Jeff Rage, and I was just pacing around in the RV park, and this cat was following me, and it would not leave me alone. And if you guys know me, you know I'm allergic to cats. I don't like cats. I'm a dog person, but I'm also a human. And so this cat was following me around, and it followed me all the way home. And then I was telling my family about it. I'm like, hey, there's a cat that keeps following me. They're like, oh, we saw that cat too. And I'm like, no, it's following me. I open the door and it's sitting there outside of the trailer waiting for me, meowing.
And then like an hour later, we opened the door. It was still there. And so I was like, then I went out and looked at it because I thought it was just like whatever cat is going to run away. Because we had seen another one and, you know, it's cats. They just wander around. Some of them are feral or whatever. But this one, it had like a wound on its tail and then it was limping. And so...
Oh, you forgot the skinny. How skinny
oh my gosh, it was
starved.
so skinny. We gave it some of the homemade dog food that we make for the dogs, like chicken. It's like a chicken mixture.
Chicken, corn, rice,
and
carrots.
It scarfed it down. And then we gave it some of the dog food, and it scarfed it down.
About
so
like 8 ounces worth of food.
We spent like 2 hours. It was 8 o'clock when the cat came around. We spent probably 2 hours trying to find a 24-hour vet or shelter, rescue, whatever, in the Houston area. We got nowhere. We were on hold forever. So finally, I just kind of went outside and started seeing if any neighbors were outside and seeing if it was their cat. And we found like the property manager, and he actually had a spare kennel. So I put the cat in the kennel and just tucked it under the RV because it was like only 70 degrees last night. So I knew it would be fine. And we got it out in the morning and it ran away after Gabe spent like 2 hours. But
wait, I gotta say something. So they literally left me outside in the chair.
You chose.
No. I'm not. You don't get to tell the story if you're not going to tell it right.
Say something?
No, you're not telling it right.
I'll say it truthfully. Okay. I chose to be outside.
Yeah, exactly.
But the cat was on me, and Mom just went inside to go on a call to like call a vet, and the cat literally was crawling up onto my lap with its dagger.
Could have had rabies. Could have had worms.
Yeah. Well, I took a lot of video. That'll probably be another vlog, so I'll finish that story at another time. But Houston compared.
Hold on. Anyways, the cat ran away. So
no, that was supposed to be in the next story.
Oh. Sorry.
What am I gonna do with him?
I thought this was a tell-all. There's no more. Anyway.
If you listen to me, I just closed it. Okay. Psh, jeez. This is the only cat we need, huh?
That's right.
She's our cat dog. So Houston compared to other parts of Texas.
Bugs and wet.
The bugs here. It is like Jurassic World here compared to San Antonio. We only spent a little time in Tyler and Dallas the last time we took a vacation here. But yeah, Houston's definitely wetter, and you can tell. The humidity is not bad right now, but the bugs are ginormous. We only drove 2.5 hours from San Antonio to here, and it's like you're in a completely different place.
There's trees, way more trees. They just had a flood here a week ago, and the waters are still not gone. I drove through a country road this afternoon, and there's houses that fell apart, mobile homes that fell apart, trash all over the sides of the road. It's like Hurricane Harvey happened all over again. It's crazy.
Yeah. So we moved to, when we came from California, we moved to the north part of San Antonio, and then Rudy got a janitor job up in, hey, Serena, up in the north part of San Antonio. And so we stayed there for a little while until he got hired onto the job, his ministry job, his full-time ministry job that we actually were interviewing for when we came out to Texas. And then they moved us down to Houston. So I hope that all made sense, but we're in Houston, or the outskirts of Houston. It's like saying... Suburb. Yeah. It's like saying you live in San Diego, but you live in Vista.
Yeah, 30 minutes away from downtown.
Yeah. So we are in New Caney or New Caney. We've heard it said both ways by Texans.
My new barber, JJ, she's like a 6-year-old Mexican woman. She's amazing. Look at that fade.
I'm about to get one.
Yeah. So she said it's New Caney. No, she said it's New Caney. Can, like a soda can. And then the postal worker today, he said it's New Caney.
And they both had Hispanic, is that how you say it?
Yeah, they're both Hispanic
accent?
Yeah.
So Spanish accent.
Who knows?
So I could see maybe like a real Southern person and then somebody with an Spanish accent saying it different, but they both spoke the same languages. So, and they said it different.
But it's like those in Vista who say Vista or Vista or Vista. However you want to pronounce it.
Did you guys all catch the video? Was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was yesterday, of Rudy's impression of the people that he saw at the gas station.
Man.
If you didn't, you need to go see that video because it was hilarious.
And they're all friendly. Like, dudes open doors for you over here.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Dudes open doors for other dudes. And today when I was driving on the country road, it was like a million cars in this direction, a million cars in this direction, and the truck in front of me stopped. He waved at the semi-truck on the opposite side, and the semi-truck stopped, and he stopped so that somebody could pass in traffic. Then they honked and waved at each other and kept going.
Oh, that's cute.
That was awesome. Everybody's friendly.
Yeah, so it definitely feels more Texas here in Houston. San Antonio didn't feel that different than California. But really, like, not the mix of like culture. There's a lot of Hispanic, a lot of white, Black people, some Asian, Indian. Like, it was a pretty good mix. Like there is in California. Maybe no Samoans. I think that's all we were really missing. Oh, you did? Okay. But down here in Houston, or up here, I get that so wrong. Up here in Houston, it's definitely more country. Like they have a lot stronger accents.
Like it's closer to Louisiana, so
yeah,
it gets thicker. Along with the trees getting thicker, the accents get bigger, which is awesome. Even some of the Hispanic ladies had accents, like country accents.
Yeah, which that's adorable. So those are the differences we've noticed so far. We're gonna make probably a full video of like things we've noticed in Texas that we don't understand or we think are weird or whatever. So we've thrown a couple pros and cons in a couple of vlogs, but we'll probably do a dedicated video on that eventually if y'all want to see it. Yeah. And I say y'all. Yeah. I used to always text y'all because it's just so simple and it makes sense. And now I say it and I was like, yes, Jesus.
Yes.
All right. We're 16 minutes into the video. Should we start talking about updates?
Yes.
All right.
That was a good transition.
Yeah.
So we're in New Caney. We're in Houston because of Rudy's new job.
Yep.
Dear.
So that means I talk about the job.
Yeah. Oh, like awkward silence.
So I applied everywhere. I probably applied to about, I would say about 300 different positions. And majority is Baptist out here. Wasn't getting any leads, got a lot of interviews, a lot of second interviews, but ultimately really connected with a group out here that's a giant conference that's a startup going big, trying to do a conference at Texas A&M Stadium, which is Kyle Field. It's a 100,000 seat stadium.
It's Cow Field.
Yeah, the first time I heard someone say Kyle Field, I thought they said Cow Field. I'm like, well, it makes sense.
He was trying to like Google it to get the address because he had to go up there for a meeting, and it's at Texas A&M, and he was like, "There's no Cow Field." No, like, what the heck?
Kyle Field, not Cow Field.
Cow Field.
It sounds like Cow Field out here when they say it, and it's awesome. But the vision behind it is phenomenal. It's called One Hope Movement, and we have Francis Chan as the headline speaker, and we have hundreds of churches already signed up. Dozens and dozens of people are coming, and we've been meeting with some amazing people. And my job is to be targeted in the Houston area. My official titles you've seen on my Facebook is Community Engagement Associate. So my job is to build relationships with Houston local pastors and invite them to the conference and see how they can get connected to the conference, help out with this movement, because we're approaching the 50-year anniversary of the Jesus People movement, and it's time for another revival. So this event is going to be a catalytic event. It's going to have visible unity. It's going to have extraordinary prayer, and it's going to have denominations of all kinds coming together in unity to have a moment, a Jesus moment, where we can see revival happen in the middle of Texas, and it's going to be incredible. So I'm excited. I've been in ministry for 18 years, doing church behind the pulpit for 18 years, and this is my first time where I'm just meeting. I got like 5 meetings in my first day on the job. I got 5 meetings of pastors who are ready to chat and get involved with what God is doing, because it's phenomenal. And I wish I could tell you all the testimonies thus far. But so my job literally all day long is I am to meet with pastors, make friends with pastors, and invite them to what I believe is going to be an incredible revival moment in church history. So I'm excited. I'm stoked. It's the greatest feeling in the world to be back in a staff meeting on a Tuesday morning, and to be on conference calls, and to be on my computer at Starbucks drinking coffee. I mean, it's fantastic. So I'm beyond excited, even though I miss preaching so much. I wrote another sermon early this morning just because I'm so dying to preach, but I just know God is kind of not subdued, but kind of like pulled me back from the pulpit for a season to give me a different perspective, to exercise muscles I've never exercised before, to give me a new set of skills that I'm going to need in the future. So I'm excited, and I'm remote, so I get to be in and out of the house all day long, be with my family. I set my own schedule because, I set meetings to meet with pastors, and we're in a whole new city, which I found out today is the most diverse city in the entire country.
Houston is not
Houston,
New Caney.
no, Houston, no, New Caney's not. It's 20,000 people, but Houston is like 6.8 million people, the most diverse city, which means the food is gonna be diverse, and I'm super excited about that. I was gonna say something else. What was I gonna say?
Lord, bring it back to him. Jesus' name.
What was it? The most diverse.
Do any
city?
of y'all do that when you forget something? Ask the
Oh,
Lord to bring it back.
it burned so bad. Lost it. Anyway, thoroughly enjoying the job, and super excited what God is doing. Open to whatever He's going to do. And yeah, Houston is filled with crazy bugs. The other day in the trailer flying around was a bug that had huge red eyes. It had a white chest, and it had a green body. And when this thing was like as big as my thumb. Like, that's how big the bug was. And when I killed it, its guts were neon green. What? And we found out what those tall little
Save it for the video.
Well, you said tell all. I'm spilling my
I didn't say tell all. Nowhere in this did I say tell all. I said Q&A. Speaking of which, do any of you guys have any questions?
You guys have any questions? So, and can I tell them about the car?
Yes, that was on the list.
Okay, so new job. I'm basically a consultant and building relationships with local pastors for a gigantic, awesome conference. And we're New Caney, Texas, above Houston. And we got our car back after I got in the car accident because the brakes were crazy. And we got into a car accident. I got in a car accident. Then we sent it to the shop. It was labeled totaled, and we couldn't get the car back. And then they said, well, we can pay you what the value of the car was, which was amazing. And you can still keep the car if you want as a salvage title. So I said, hey, the car still works, and we'll just zip tie everything, and we get the car back, no payment, and we get, a nice big paycheck from AAA. Sounds great to me. So that was the plan. And a hidden blessing was that I was going to have to put the car back together because the body shop took it apart to get the estimate, but they weren't going to put it back together. They said, no, you have to put that back together, and we got to charge you a fee for taking it apart and for the estimate diagnosis. And I said, that's messed up, blah, 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 blah. We went there, and they left my car out in the rain, all my equipment out in the rain, all my door panels and electronics out in the rain. So they messed up big time. The manager was amazing. They put it all back, fixed everything for me, and zip tied my car back together for me. But the car was so sketchy. I mean, driving it, the steering wheel was shaking. When I hit the brakes, it felt like it wasn't going to work. So I said, this isn't happening. And so we ended up giving the car, selling it to Cars for Cash, getting even a little bit more for the car. And then we got into a new car to us, which, come on, y'all. Y'all know I'm a 4x4, big truck, big V8 Chevy driving engine. And what happened?
We got a Prius.
Yay!
A certified 2013 Prius. The color is sea glass pearl.
Her name is Ariel, like the mermaid.
But it's got tan leather on the inside. It's got a mini iPad on the dashboard, and we get like 70 miles to the gallon on this thing. I drove all around Houston yesterday, like all day long driving, and I used like a tenth of a tank of gas.
It's
awesome. Amazing. So it's bad in the hood when it's so expensive. The brothers be driving around in a Prius and don't even care how they look. Talking about, I'm saving money. Y'all ain't saving money. Go ahead, rev your engine. I'm saving money up in here.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
So Valentine has a really good question.
What do you say?
What happens after this big event?
Woo!
Do you guys prepare for another event?
I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you, but it's going to be big. What I said, there's reservations. What I said about the 50-year anniversary of the Jesus People movement with where all the hippies were getting saved. Chuck Smith came out of that. Greg Laurie, the Harvest Crusades came out of that. We got something planned big for 2020, but I'm not. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, so I'm not going to say it now. But yes,
they are planning the next event already.
And not only do we have something huge coming up, even huger than what's happening, but the whole purpose of this conference is not just to have a conference. We actually have and have been doing evangelistic trainings and mobilization for our partner churches. So basically, your church is going to be trained evangelistically and to disciple before this event happens. And we're not only just trying to get people saved, but we're trying to get unity together of denominations so that we can do more together rather than separately, putting our differences aside so that we can make this thing all about Jesus and that we can get your people actually, the people in the church, not afraid to share the gospel, not afraid to actually do something for Jesus, not afraid to be a missionary in the marketplace. And so, yeah, we're all about not just having a big event to get people together, because I don't even know if we're charging for the event. I haven't even looked into that.
Sure we are.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But one thing I do know is that we are very big on making prayer into mobilization into our people. So super psyched.
Rudy was, as soon as he heard the vision for the conference, he was super excited about the job, even though it's outside of his normal, natural wheelhouse of preaching and teaching. The vision of the movement is what really got him excited as far as uniting denominations, because we were non-denominational and then Assemblies of God
and Foursquare.
Yeah, Foursquare, and then here in Texas, there's so much Baptist and Methodist and different things like that, but they really don't have a ton of Pentecostal, AG, Foursquare. Well, they have a lot of AG, but definitely not a lot of Foursquare. And so Rudy, having his background and being Hispanic, was a really good addition to the team because they needed that other side, which is exactly why they hired him, because they had a lot of Baptists, and I think he's the only Hispanic on the team right now.
Possibly, yeah.
So it gives a little flavor to the team.
So it's awesome. It's a dynamic group. No, I'm
it.
not the only Hispanic, because JJ, he's on the team and he has a street ministry.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Awesome.
But still, you need a big variety. If you're trying to unite denominations, you need that variety. And so Rudy really is bringing a lot to the team, which I'm excited, because I was just excited for him to have the most amazing first 2 days. It's been a long road, y'all, and I think y'all know that. Oh, hey Val, I have a comment on here. Sorry,
Serena and Val,
I got distracted by the comments, but it was just so nice to see him back in ministry and doing work for the Lord, instead of scrubbing toilets.
Mopping floors. The most impressive thing a pastor can do. Not as a good, honest work, but man, anyways, hey, we got 2 more people. Looks like are joined. If you're there, say what's up so we know who you are.
Yeah, say hi. If you guys can't see the comments or comment, this is one of our first lives. I think you need to subscribe, and then you'll be able to comment. And we've got 7 people watching and only 2 thumbs up. So give us a thumbs up if you're liking our little live. I think we talked about, we didn't talk about Gabe. He was the last on the list.
Wait. Before you talk about that.
Yes.
So that when we went out there for the new job, they had one of the guys had a son, and he was homeschooled like me, but it's a little more sheltered than me, and it was it's pretty fun. Yeah, just random thought. Yeah.
Thanks, Gabe, for your lovely commentary. Yeah. Anyways, we actually really had a fun time. We went out to College Station. That's where the home base of One Movement is. And one of the guys has a son that's around Gabe's age who's homeschooled. And he was so sweet. He walked us around the whole property. We could see Texas A&M from their backyard. And they have a whole, the brothers and sisters all bought land together. And so they all live on, each of them have their own acre or 2 acres, but they're all kind of together, which is my dream. That would be awesome. but maybe not like brothers and sisters, because I only have like stepbrothers and sisters. So maybe like church people could come live with us. I don't know, whatever. But okay, so we're gonna update you on Gabe because we had questions about that. So now that we're here and we're staying in Houston, we know where we are. Rudy's got his ministry job. We can finally get out of limbo land and kind of settle down. We need to find a church, and we've got a couple good ones to look at. And then, of course, Rudy's meeting like every flipping pastor in Houston. So I don't think finding a church will be hard, but we do definitely want to get Gabe in youth group. And I contacted the Houston homeschool athletes thing today. And so they have like a whole athletic program for homeschoolers in Houston, which is awesome. Texas is really, really good for homeschool, by the way, in case you were wondering. They have a lot less like weird laws as California does, and they're also a lot more supportive of it.
That's a telemarketer, everybody. Get that number. Can you see that number? Tell that telemarketer, leave you alone.
Anyways, so that's the update on Gabe. He'll be playing basketball like during the summer for like, what's it called? Like camps and
Sports?
No, like, oh my God, help me. Stop getting off your phone and getting distracted. He's going to be doing like clinics and stuff like that during the summer, and then basketball in the fall. So he wants to play basketball and not hockey because he was getting sick of getting hurt in hockey.
Yeah. Still has scars because of hockey.
Yeah. I felt like there was another thing. Oh, our church. Somebody asked if we're going to be planting a church.
Go ahead and tell, because I don't know what I'm allowed to say.
Talk about Foursquare in June.
Okay. All right. Well, I spilled the beans too much around here, apparently. So I had a great meeting with the Foursquare because as I'm working full-time for the conference ministry, we also want to be gearing up for later down the road when we want to get back into the pulpit ministry and possibly do side-by-side. Who knows? So talk with them, and this June I'm going to start a training and walking the road of what it looks like to plant a church again. Lots of churches out here, but there's not a lot of charismatic churches, not a lot of Pentecostal churches, lots of Baptists, lots of Presbyterian, lots of United Methodists, but definitely not a strong Pentecostal charismatic bent. And so got a lot of great friends out here that are very passionate about partnering with us. And we don't know what that's going to look like. And it's another risk. And we're going to be very careful when it comes to finances and salary and all that. But nevertheless, we cannot walk away from what God has called us to do. And so we'll slow this as it was, as successful as it's open, and see what he may do. But yeah.
Of just a couple people once a month in Tyler, Texas. You know, who knows? We don't know. We're really just like praying and just taking one step at a time. The first step being going through the Foursquare and getting all that credentialing and all that stuff done. And then getting to know people here. We don't know anybody, so it's kind of hard to start a church. Yeah. But we do know people in Tyler, and we know people that will be back in New Braunfels in a couple years. So I don't know. We may have like a multi-campus home church or something. You just don't know with the Topetes what we're going to do. But we're excited. We love our new life here in Texas. Yeah, buddy. That's right, Serena. And just keep us in prayer. We have been living off your guys' prayers, and we really, really appreciate them. I can't say enough how much the support and love, and just getting random text messages and cards and all sorts of stuff saying we're praying for you. Like some of the days we get 20 text messages saying we're praying for you, and it's like the worst day, and then it turns around, and we know that it's because we have friends and family out there that love us and are praying for us, and they have our backs no matter what. And we love you guys for that. So thank you. But I think that's pretty much it, unless you guys have any more last minute questions. If you haven't, subscribe and give us a like. I still have 6 people watching, only 2 thumbs up. So click that button like that. We have a little delay, so we're going to wait just a second to see if there's any other questions coming in. da, 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 da. I don't see the thumb. Well, poop. Well, that's okay. I'm probably going to post this video afterwards, and then you can like it then. Oh, we got one. Woohoo! Thank you, guys. All right. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, tribe.